the UK. Heading into round two. As a heavy left hook lands from the American.
It was, and McGowan was just concentrating on throwing that low kick of his own when he was caught by it, so just a little bit off balance too.
Trying to throw that left head kick as he was coming out.
Fight Talk episode number 2. This week we've got Victor Saravia in, another former opponent of mine. Victor, how are you, mate?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Good stuff, man. Good. This one will be interesting because, like everyone knows, there's a lot of controversy in our fight. And your fans, obviously, the other day from the post, they're obviously passionate about it.
Yeah.
And so they should be. I think my lot would be the same as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the chat, and we'll get straight into it. So with the fans thing, I wanted to talk to you about this anyway, because I remember I think I did a podcast with the Muay Thai Grand Prix, and it was like before the fight, and and they said to me, like, what do you think about Victor and blah blah, all that stuff. And I think one of the phrases I used was the stepping stone phrase, if you remember.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, so I think what the question was is what I was getting at is I want to be the best in the world, and as probably you do. So I was more saying I want to fight Victor, beat Victor, and then stepping stone to get to the top. But obviously your lot, fucking hell, they gave me shit after that. And then so I saw the comments since, and then obviously you posted the clip of us the other day, and then a few of them were commenting. And I was like, geez, they're passionate, man. They're passionate. But going into the fight, I knew how strong you were, because we obviously fought. I fought Romeo Danzo on the same card. Yeah. You fought, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I knew how dangerous you were, and I saw a few of your fights and stuff, and so like I definitely didn't take you lightly. It was a big fight for me. Going into the fight, kind of, what was your mentality, and what did you want to get out of the fight? I suppose like mine was the stepping stone to get into being the best. What was your kind of outlook on it?
My thoughts on the whole process of it?
Yeah, like before the fight.
Well, I remember the first day I met you at the Lion fight. We found the same card, and I remember just staring at you. I had a feeling that we were going to fight eventually. I knew you were next. And yeah, they offered me the fight, and I looked you up, I studied you, and I heard some of your interviews. And for some reason, I took that very personal. The fact that you said stepping stone, I took it very personal for some reason. I was a different mindset at that point, and yeah, I was very nervous. I looked you up. You had way more experience than I did. Definitely motivated me to do much more. And yeah, man, it was definitely a fear aspect fighting you, just because you are very skillful. You fought experienced fighters, and yeah, man, I think that little thing you said kind of just gave me that fire to take on the challenge, you know?
Yeah, I could tell by the way you hit me. But I remember you fought on Lion fight. You won by KO that night, I'm sure, as well, yeah?
I don't remember.
Or was it TKO? Or
I think it was TKO.
TKO, yeah. And then I remember hearing one of the guys, an American kind of fighter, saying this guy's the next, like they were tipping you to be the next big thing coming out of America. And obviously I was in the zone trying to get ready to fight Romy, so I didn't really take much notice. I was just kind of trying to focus on myself. And then after the fight of Romy, your name got mentioned by Phil Chu and the Muay Thai Grand Prix lot. So then I obviously knew that fight was coming up, and then same thing with you. I studied your fights a little bit, and I noticed that you hadn't had, well, nowhere near as probably. I think I only saw maybe 3 or 4 of your fights, maybe 3, but all of them you won by knockout. So I was like, okay, I know that he's a big puncher, and you come to fight every time. And then I remember seeing you, and I thought I think I was 19 maybe, and I was at this point my frame was really like tall and skinny. And I remember you were like jacked, like you're a big guy, and I thought, fuck, like this guy, he's big. And then I actually saw you at the weigh-in when we weighed in together, and obviously you'd made the weight and stuff, and I didn't think you looked as big at the weigh-in, and I thought, I was expecting you to be a lot bigger, and I thought, oh, maybe in the videos he looks a lot bigger. And then yeah, then we when we got into the ring, and then I was like, shit, you were just so much more thick set than me at the time, and your power. I mean, going into the round one, I straight away when you hit me, I knew that I was going to be in with probably one of the hardest hitters I've fought. I don't think many people it was 55 kilo, I think we fought, and I don't think many people will hit that hard ever at that weight. Yeah, so going into round one, I think I was a bit weary of your power, definitely, because I saw your fights and they'd all ended with a knockout or TKO. So I think I stood off you a bit, and I don't know, I think round one was quite tit for tat, but I think I was a lot more weary of your power, and you kind of took the center ring, and I think you kind of dictated the pace straight away, and you looked hungry for the fight. But yeah, like I said, the power, the body, I think it was the body shots that I noticed with you hitting my skinny little frame. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a hard night, man. This is gonna be a hard night. I've been in with big punches before, but like I said, I think I felt your power straight away. But yeah, what was your kind of game plan going into the fight then with me? Because mine was to kind of use my range and my technique and my skill and experience. And I mean, I thought it. I mean, in the end, it kind of worked because I found my range. But what was your kind of game plan going into the fight?
My game plan was, I knew that you're very technical. You know how to use your distance and your range very well. I knew that I had to add the pressure, because if I were to stay outside, you were going to use your reach very well. So my game plan was just to add the pressure, overwhelm you as much as I could, throw in some fakes and stuff. And I mean, the first round, it was very close. Second round, I felt extremely tired just because I had a really bad weight cut on the second round. So yeah, they told me to go out there and add more pressure, throw more combinations, work the body, and that's exactly what I did. And I mean, the fight ended how it was supposed to end, and it is what it is.
Yeah, no, the second round, when you come out, I think you definitely stepped up a gear, and because I thought round one, I thought, all right, he's hit me hard in round one, and at our weight, I thought, is it going to get any harder? Because usually at our weight, there's only a limit on the power. We're not heavyweight, so I thought maybe I think I've took his best shot, so I'm just gonna. I think the same. I was gonna take round two slow, try and find my distance and keep the range, and then. Yeah, but you come out, you closed the gap really well in round two, and you caught me. I think before the knockdown, you caught me with the body shots.
Yeah,
I think it was I actually threw the teep. You caught it, hit me with a body shot. That one I kind of felt it a little bit, and then you hit me with two more, and that was when I was like, oh shit. And then I think I covered up my body, and I think I went to throw a shot, and you caught me at the same time, and I think definitely was I think it's the first time in my career. I'm trying to think if I've been knocked down and stuff before, but it's the first time where I've actually been proper, completely boom, lights out for a second, like just a split second, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then,
So McGowan doing really well to evade and counter.
Nice work from him there. Upstairs with the hands, downstairs with the legs. Just pulled Saravia, walked him into a hook. But Saravia crashing those hooks into the body. Right
big overhand right there, landed by Victor Saravia.
Bang on the button there.
Saravia.
And McGowan really.
But it was weird because it dropped me like to my arse straight. Like I was straight down. I was obviously slumped a little bit on the ropes, but as soon as it hit me, as soon as I got up, my legs were like quite. They weren't too like wobbly or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of, I saw you across the ring and I thought, oh shit, like you were like ready to obviously go for me straight away. And but it was weird because I was probably a bit weary before the knockdown, and then as soon as you knocked me down, it's like I just kind of switch come on. Now I wasn't really that scared anymore or weary, and I think you kind of come at me and I covered up a little bit, but then when I think I threw one elbow, there was one, and I don't know if it buckled your legs or you slipped or what. There was one, the first elbow that I caught you with. I don't know. Did it buckle your legs?
I looked at the video again. You definitely landed the elbow. I felt it, but I think the ref's feet was on the way, so it looked like I buckled. But there are elbows that you landed that made me see double for sure.
Yeah, it was. You know what? I put that clip up, and it was a minute of just mayhem because one minute I was out, and I sell a lot of tickets, and my fans are quite loud, and they're known to be in the UK Muay Thai circuit, and
Yeah.
you could probably hear a pin drop in the arena when I got the 8 count. And my mates told me after how scared they were because they thought that was me. And I think, I mean, when I got knocked down, when I was on the floor, I was like, oh shit, this could be one of them nights. But then, like I said, the switch kind of flicked, and then the elbow started going, and I thought, this is mad. Like, 1 minute I'm on the floor, next there's blood just fucking everywhere.
Takes him off his feet with these hooks. Big overhand right there from Victor is immensely powerful.
Left hook off the back of it, and
McGowan's getting dragged into a war. He needs to get out of there and get his distance back. Do not box a boxer. Don't stand in war with this guy. Oh, and he's caught him though. McGowan landed a lovely right elbow. Just as we
Crazy,
said that.
Because you're a little bit shorter, I was finding the elbows really well, but it's annoying because there's a lot of speculation about how would the fight have went, obviously after all of that, like how would it have played out, and you probably were confident in, you probably thought you were going to take me out, and the fighter that I am, I'd probably say the same. I thought that it would. I said to someone today, actually, I said to Simon, my mate, I said it was either Victor was going to knock me out, or I would probably cut Victor maybe a few more times. It would have went either way, and I think like it was probably a premature stoppage, maybe in a way. I would have been pissed off if it was me. It happened to me when I fought Romy. It was a bad cut, but I didn't think it was affecting me. And I was so pissed off after the fight. So I know exactly how you feel. But I saw a lot of your fans and stuff say that it was, what was they saying? Like kind of I got a lucky escape kind of thing. And I thought, yeah, maybe. But at the same time, I thought either way, I think it was, both of us were in. It was 50-50 at one point. We were both landing some big shots, and it would have been interesting to kind of see how it played out. It was because it was an exciting.
Yeah.
But look, well, you said about the weight cut anyway. Going back to that, you said you come out round 2 quite strong, and the weight cut kind of thing. How are your weight cuts? Because like I said, you're a big guy for that weight, like as in So how are your weight cuts?
The one specifically when I fought you was, I think, it was my first time actually fighting international. So I had to adjust my diet plans according to the time change and everything. And as soon as I landed to the UK, I was like close to weight. I was probably like 10 pounds away. So I was confident. I went out to eat some food, and I went out and I woke up the next day and I gained 12 more pounds. So I had to lose all that in one night.
So
I think
you gained
2 or 1 night, I believe.
So
I
you
gained weight.
Another 12.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I had to work on that and cut the weight, and I was just having a miserable time doing that. And when it was fight day, I went to the room. I was trying to nap because I was extremely tired and fatigued, but I just couldn't nap anymore. And I don't know, man. Everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. That's how I view the fight. The ref did exactly what he had to do. He was protecting the fighters. And, I mean, the fans can say whatever they want and whatnot. Yes, I was upset about the stoppage and everything, but, hey, he's looking out for me, and I can't complain about it. And it just happened the way it was supposed to happen, man.
That's it. And this is the exciting thing about Muay Thai is you can be on top 1 second and literally one shot. And like I go back to when I fought Romy the same night you fought, it was literally, and this was no disrespect to Romy, it's probably one of the most clinical fights or kind of ways I've ever fought. He didn't actually touch me for the whole 3 rounds until that one elbow, and that changed the whole fight. And that's why it's so exciting. It's the art of 8 limbs. So no, it was exciting, but it is the way it pans out sometimes. And but I think we gave the fans an exciting couple of 6 minutes anyway, or just but yeah, man, I really wanted to get you on and speak, because we've spoken a little bit since, and I think there was a little bit. This is what happens when people fight. Like, it's not personal, but you take things a bit more personally than usual. So the stepping stone comment, and then I think afterwards there was a few posts on Facebook, and I think I bit back to a few, and I think there was a bit of back and forth. But this was straight after the fight when tensions are probably still running a bit high.
Yeah.
And that was how long ago now? That was probably 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years, yeah.
Yeah, and we've spoke since. I mean, just like every now and then, I'll say good luck to you in your fights and stuff like that. And there's all love. That's why I actually commented to someone the other day. Someone said, "Oh, you're getting loads." This is when I saw the comments on your Instagram. They're like, "Oh, they're giving you shit on there," and I was like, "It's all love, man. I don't know why they're so upset." Like me and you speak. We've spoke since, and we were the ones that were beating each other up, and we're cool. But no, it was good, and it was good to see where you kind of went after the fight with me and you, because it was obviously the cuts and stuff are bad, and it was a bit of a shitty loss for you, because it's obviously not a way you want to lose. But then you went on to fighting in K1 Max, or was it K1? What do they call it now?
K Max, K1 Max and World Pre, I think.
That's it, yeah. And you actually went on and fought Takeru, who's probably one of the pound for pound best kickboxers in the world. And you know what? I watched the fight a few times, and you really, I don't think I saw any other Westerner kind of give him a fight like that, really. And until the ending, I mean, it was a massive shot. That was a big shot.
Yeah, it was crazy because my hands were up. It just snuck in there, man. It was a good shot.
It just, the timing and the precision of it. He was.
Yeah.
He's like him and Tenshin are like them special. Like, they come around every so often, and I think he's one of them. And you really went toe to toe with him in the fight. I think there was a point in the fight where you kind of you both showboating a bit. I think there was that.
Yeah.
And I watched that and I was like, you know what a bad man, because no one really done that with Takeru. And you stood toe to toe with him, and you had some good exchanges, and you actually come off better in some of the exchanges at some points as well. And then, I mean, the shot he landed, that was devastating, to be fair. I thought, shit,
yeah.
That was a big shot. But then you went. Did you have a few fights on K1?
Yeah, I fought their other K1 champion at 122. I think it was 54K, which is Take. He was the other K1 champion there. But that one didn't go really far. He ended in the first round. He threw a beautiful combination, landed a fake, and landed a spinning heel kick right to my body. I couldn't get up from that. Yeah. And after that, I fought 3 more times for the Crush tournament. I fought 3 Japanese fighters who were very, very good. But I just made it to the second tournament fight. The third one went to a decision. That fight was very bad because I had another bad weight cut for that tournament. But I'm definitely grateful to get the experience, man.
Yeah, and the shows in Japan and the Japanese fighters, they're just so, they're different. They're different to any.
Yeah.
They've got really good boxing, but they've got good kicks as well, and their rhythm's a little bit different. And I fought one Japanese fighter, and I felt like it was hard, like trying to get the rhythm with him. He was low kicking a lot, but them shows, they do massive shows like the K1 and the Crush. So you went on to do some good things after, and then did you fight? Because you were you signed with Lion Fight?
Yes.
So are you still signed with Lion Fight? Is that?
I have one more fight with them, yeah.
And you fought Reese Thompson as a former opponent of mine, actually.
Yes,
And how was that fight? Because I hadn't actually saw any footage of that yet.
Oh yeah, there's no footage of it. I have a small clip, but you can't really see it that well. But I looked him up and I saw him talk about you, so I saw that he was a former opponent of you.
Yeah.
I saw that he was ranked #1 in the UK or something like that. I saw his videos. He seemed like a really good opponent, very tall, taller than I've ever fought probably. Going into that fight, I was super confident. I knew I was going to be a different style that he wasn't used to, and I was going to throw him off. And the fight turned out really good. He didn't touch me as much as I thought he would touch me, just because he had the longer reach. But the fight came out exactly how I thought it would be. So
I thought, to be honest, when I saw that announced, I thought that you'd kind of be the better in the fight, just because obviously I fought both of you, and the power, like I said, the power that you kind of possess is for someone at such a lightweight, it's frightening how hard you can hit, and I think people that are less experienced in fights would probably panic when they get hit by someone like you. So yeah, I expected you to I thought you'd win that, and you obviously did. I'm pretty glad. I got a few questions. Through on Instagram from just people. I think maybe a few your fans and a few people from my kind of my following as well. The first one was, how many cuts did Victor have on his head, and how many stitches altogether?
On our fight?
Yeah.
Or throughout the fight career?
Just our fight, and then you can answer the fight career one after.
The one that I remember the most that you gave me is probably one of the biggest scars I have in my face.
Really?
So you owe me. I'm just kidding. I have a big one here. It's probably the reason why they stopped the fight. It was a really big cut, and I think you cut me on top of the head too, but you can't really see that. But yeah.
See, I didn't ever know that there was a cut here.
Yeah, it left a big scar.
I didn't have a.
Yeah.
I remember the one in here. And I thought that there was I thought that there was two. I thought there was maybe one there and then one at the start. And I was thinking, how there's so much blood going on your face from just one cut. So I assumed there was two, but I didn't even know that.
2 or 3.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And then I think one.
I remember seeing a picture of you after, and did you have to shave your head, or did you just?
No, I didn't shave my head. No.
Oh right, I thought maybe you had to shave it to get the stitches or something like that.
No, they cut some of the hair just to stitch it up, but they didn't cut my hair all the way.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, and you landed an elbow on my nose too, and I can feel like a slight crack.
See, this is I go back to, I was speaking to Simon today about this, and I said I'm pretty sure that I bust his nose with an elbow in one of them exchanges as well, because I think there was a bit of blood coming out of your nose at one point.
Yeah, I don't remember, but probably.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the blood coming from your nose, and I thought, so there, fucking hell, within a minute there was just blood everywhere, to be fair. There was blood all over my face and everything. It was mad. It was mad, to be fair. And how many stitches altogether then in your fight career have you had?
I wouldn't know how to explain. I wouldn't know how to keep count, but the most I've ever been cut was probably in my second pro fight. I fought this guy named Andy Singh, who cut me 3 times in the eyebrows, twice down here, 3 times on top, and I think that was it. Yeah.
Your head must be a magnet.
Yeah, dude, everybody's trying to elbow my face.
I think it must be because it's the punches, because I've always been told, my Thai trainer always said, if you're good with the elbows, you can beat a strong puncher. You just got to obviously time it right. And like I said, with someone that punches like you, I think the only thing you can do really is cover up and try and land the elbows. So it must be that. But well, yeah, there must be some sort of magnet in your head or something. I don't know.
I gotta work on that, man.
So the next question I got for you was, did the elbows hurt you at any point, were they just cutting you? So did you actually feel the elbows, or was it just cutting you and you didn't really pay attention?
There's some elbows, I don't remember exactly which ones, but I did see like double view at some point, but the rest kind of I can feel the blood just dripping down my face, and I definitely got dazed on some of them, but nothing too serious. Yeah.
It's weird with elbows as well. Like I always say this. I think people think I'm crazy when I say this, but I think I'd rather get elbowed than a big punch. Because
why?
Because I think the elbows don't hurt as much, whereas a punch rattles your brain a bit. Whereas the elbows will cut your skin quite a lot. But every time I've been cut or anything, I've never really thought, that really hurt. Like it's never hurt me.
True. Yeah.
So, but then maybe I just haven't had the right kind of elbows yet. Maybe I'll eat my words.
Maybe.
But the question. This next question was one for me actually. It was how did I get up from such a big punch? I don't know. Like as a fighter, I think you just kind of, it's just something you do. If you want something, like I said the whole time, I want to be the best in the world, and that's been my dream since I started. And like I said in the interview or podcast beforehand, I said like I wanted it to be a stepping stone to go on to bigger, like to go get these massive fights that I've always dreamed of. And I think that's kind of always in the back of my mind, and subconsciously it's in my head. Like if I stay down, I've quit, and I'm not going to be the best if I have that mentality. So it's not like when I got knocked down, it's not like that isn't what's going in my head. I don't tell myself that because it's just obviously all a natural thing. But I think it's just the kind of will to win is what kind of keeps you going and keeps you keep like getting up and carrying on. And it's probably the same with when you were getting elbowed. Like a lot of people, the normal person on the street who hasn't done Thai boxing, if they took even half of one of them elbows, they'd probably be on the floor. But you've got this vision and you've got this dream to be where you want to be, and you'll do anything to get there. So I think it's just the fighter's mentality, and if you want it, you'll do whatever it takes to get there. And you've either got it or you haven't. And I think me and you, I think we have it. So that's probably my answer to that one. What did you both gain from this fight, and did it help your fight career in any way? I'll let you go first on that one.
All right. One thing I learned about this fight is to not bring my emotions into the fight. I rushed in for the knockout. That was really inexperienced of my part. So I took that fight to not bring my emotions into any fight and just train hard and let my body do its job, Yeah. That's one thing I've learned from it. So,
Yeah, no, I think mine was definitely I've always known about the elbow against the puncher kind of situation, but I think it was the first time where I fully got to see that worked. And I think, and ever since that fight, I think maybe 95% of my fights I've cut people with elbows or knocked them out or knocked them down. So I think I learned a lot about my elbows in that fight. And I think the kind of, I think the elbows, and I learned about myself that I actually want it. I want this life so bad because I got up from such a big shot and I kind of pulled something out of the bag somehow. And it's one of the things I don't know where I get it from, but I just pulled it out of the bag and I managed to get through it. So I think I learned a lot about myself and my heart that fight and my experience as well. I realized that the years of kind of training and fighting in the stadiums in Thailand, so I think it obviously all come together and the experience kind of showed that fight. So yeah, man, I think that's what I learned from that. I think I've answered this question anyway, but was that the biggest punch you've ever taken? Yeah, probably. Yeah, 100%. There's actually another fight.
Big boxers. I'm sure you fought. I know Paulo da Silva is a big puncher.
Yeah, Paulo was a big puncher, but he didn't hurt me like you hurt me with punches. He hurt me with leg kicks, but with his punches, I think I was only 18 when I fought Paulo, and he was like someone I'd looked up to for years because he was obviously the top of the UK and he'd fought in America. And so he'd fought some good names, and I saw him knock people out quite a few times. And I think I built it up in my head before the fight that he was this massive, massive puncher, which he is. But because I kind of built myself up mentally for it, I think I was kind of prepared for it. Whereas I knew you were a big puncher, but I don't think I kind of thought about it as much as what I did when I fought Paulo. And yeah, Paulo hit hard, but he made me hurt my legs badly with kicks and stuff. But I think one punch power. I think you have the biggest power I've probably fought with one punch, definitely.
I'll take it.
That's all right, man. That's all right. Yeah, so I think that answers that question. Definitely the biggest punch I've probably ever taken in my career. If you both fight again, do you think it will be a similar fight? Oh wait, sorry. Let me see. I've read this wrong. So, if you fight again, do you think the fight will play out similar, or do you think it will be totally different to how it was before? I'll let you go first on that one.
Yeah, it would definitely be a different fight. I feel like after our fight, I feel like I've experienced different styles and been able to adjust to it. I think it would be a more technical fight, maybe a war, but I don't know. But one thing for sure is I'm always looking for the knockout. It's just different this time. I'm a lot more technical with it. So yeah, and if the fans do want a rematch, I would like to get paid more for this fight.
Same. Same. That is a good answer. Yeah, I think the same thing. I think it would be a lot different. I think there'll be similarities, I think, in the fight, but I think we both have experienced a lot more since. And like with me, I've had a lot more fights since, and I think even certain things like body shape and kind of strength kind of come into it. I think I've got a little bit bigger, and I feel like I've got stronger in the last few years. So I think that could be interesting to see how that would match up, because I thought your strength was like one of your big aspects in the fight. So it'd be interesting to see how it would be now that my walk around weight's probably similar to what you might be now. So that would be probably a factor in the fight and how things would go. I think it could be technical, but I think it could either be really technical or it could be fucking mental. So it's one of the two. But yeah, like you said, if I'm down, I'm down to fight anyone. But I said this to Ryan in my podcast. I did a little fight talk with him. I'll fight anyone, but the like you said, the deal has to be right. I feel like I've built my name now, and I'm fighting for like peanuts. We don't get paid a lot anyway, but getting paid at something that I don't think's fair is not a thing that I'm going to be doing anymore. I have to get paid, and again, fighting someone like you who's such a dangerous fighter, I need to be getting the right deal for it. So
I agree.
That answers that question. But I would love to come. To be honest, I loved when I fought in the States against Romy. I got looked after really well. I loved that kind of atmosphere. Everyone was really nice, and so if it ever come about, I'd 100%, man. You're a good fighter, and it was an exciting fight. It ended how it ended, and there's a lot of unanswered questions, and I always like to put on a show, man. So I think that's what we'd do anyway. So maybe in the future.
We'll talk to Scott, ask for a bigger deal, and we'll make it happen.
Tell him, make it rain, Scott. But Victor, thanks a lot for coming on. Really appreciate it, and it was good to get you on as well, because like I said, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and we'd spoke and said good luck to each other and stuff, but we never really spoke about our fight, and I think your fans might get a little bit of an insight of the person I am. I feel like I'm quite a humble guy. I think a lot of them might have took some of the comments I said wrong. And then the ending of our fight, when you were pissed off, like it probably portrayed you in a different way than you actually are, and it was good. It was good to kind of clear it all up, and man, it was interesting. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully, like I said, maybe one day we'll meet again, and it will definitely be exciting for the fans.
Man. Thank you for having me, Daniel. Appreciate it,
man. And everyone, stay tuned, and be a good one. This one, take it easy, man.
Thank you, bro.